Dames demonstratie intention track. Attention and track can follow their start. 3 minutes. Dames and interception track, 1 minute till start for forward.
Programms 5 minutes till the start of the second run, so be ready for the decisive moments here in Sigulda in the second run of skeleton and Männer-Skeleton.
Final heat of the IBSF Men's Skeleton World Cup season before we head into the Christmas break. Welcome back to Sigulda, everybody, as we get ready for the defining run in race 5 of the Skeleton World Cup. You can see that our 4 runners are already on the ice, making sure that everything works as we get ready to go 25 down to 1. The fastest sleds from the first heat go through into heat 2. And they go from last to fast. So top 3, featuring the top 3 from a couple of years ago. Yin Cheng, or from last season in February. Yin Cheng, the winner then, in the bronze medal position now. Only 300s ahead of Germany's Felix Kaiser, so under real pressure for that third place. He's 43 hundredths away from gold, and that might be too big a jump. Silver medal, the winner 2 years ago, the bronze medalist last year. Matt Weston lies in second place. Big mistake off corner 14, it cost him the lead of the race to his teammate Marcus Wyatt. So Wyatt, who was the silver medalist here behind Yin Cheng and the reigning European Championship winner, had a better exit of 14 and was able to overhaul his teammate in the line. He leads by 0.2 of a second. But one mistake at the bottom of the track can cost you all of that and more. So the podium finishes last season in February, just slightly shuffled. Matt Weston, Marcus Wyatt ahead of Matt Weston and Yin Cheng. Kaisi just a few hundreds back, then so too are Sammy Meyer, Mattia Gaspari, Austin Florian, who are tied 500s ahead of Chen Wen Hao. And then Amadeo Banyas, 500s ahead of Vladislav Heriskevich, and 900s ahead of the tie between Axel Jung and Lucas Neidegger. Then Rasmus Johansson and the rookie Davis Valdovskis are tied together in 13th place. And all the way down the top 25, the gaps are tiny. So from Vladislav Polivac and Hunter Williams on, the remaining athletes in our field of 33 did not go through. Christopher Grotehair was entered for the race, despite the fact he was already heading home with injury after training, but nevertheless, he is at home and hopefully will be recovering fast. The winner of the opening 4 races of the season, the runaway World Championship leader, or World Cup points leader. He may well lose that today. So air temperature is sub-zero, ice is down -3. It's unlikely to be frosty, it's been a pretty clear day. And so the track remained fast all the way through, from the women this morning through to the men this afternoon and into this evening. Timon Janovsky then will be the first off. And as we get to the end of our 25, Yin Cheng, Matt Weston, and finally Marcus Wyatt will take to the ice. Race 5, IBSF Men's Skeleton World Cup at Sigulda in Latvia. First man away in the second and deciding heat, Timon Janovsky, the starter from Czechia. 492 first start, 486 in the second. That's a much better getaway for Janovsky. And Timon, in only his second World Cup race on the track, finished 32nd here in February's encounter. So 25th is a big step up from that, showing improvement with another part season on ice. Track really shining with a glossy finish, nice pre-race spritz. This is a tough track to drive, lots of pitfalls. He tidied up the exit of 14 nicely there. Little rub coming into 16, the final corner, 270-degree, 2 and a bit pressures across the line, 51.61. First heat, 51.68. So just a whisper quicker, but a top 25 finish, so that is his best run here and his second best ever World Cup result. Previous best, 24th place in a race in Lillehammer last season. See the ice crystals coming off the runners as the sled rotates there, coming onto the turn. Exit of 14, not too bad. Took the tap and luckily came off straight. So if one other person drops behind him, he will be a career equaling 24th, but at the moment, he will be no worse than 25th. Matt West instead offering his congratulations. So next up, Dan Barefoot of the USA. Previous best here, 23rd place. That's in February's race, his only previous World Cup here. 3 junior level races on this track though, so has a little bit more experience perhaps. 1200s up after the first of the 2 heats. And a 4:78 getaway, so he adds to that by nearly another 10th. 2 tenths is the early lead for Dan Barefoot. 2600s up, so starting to creep away a little. And relatively smooth up at the top. This early part of the track is very low speed, or relatively low speed. Now it's picking up through 10 and 11, whipping in 12, 13. Whoa, latex in 13. Flop off 14, tries to keep it off the wall. 3600s up. Nice looking run so far, Dan Barefoot. Easing away from Frauen-Skeleton. And across the line, 51.18. And that is nearly 4 tenths faster than his first heat. So really capitalising on that first run, correcting a few little errors that crept in, especially early on, I felt. Looked a little quieter and tidier. Best here, 23rd. So at the moment, he's 1 spot away from equaling that. So both he and Timon Dranovski need somebody to drop behind them to equal their best result on this track. Well, in fact, Dranovski's already set that, but it would be a personal best World Cup equaling result if he moves up a spot. Happy holidays, he'll be heading home soon. Next up, Livio Sommermatter of Switzerland, 33rd in the field of starters from an entry list of 34, 33 of whom did take the start. And he came down in 23rd place. So 300's the advantage over Dan Barefoot. That means he's got to improve by the same amount that Barefoot did just to stand still. So she's the 8th of life. 23-year-old youth Olympic bronze medalist from St. Moritz. Games in St. Moritz. 4:76 getaway, little faster than Dan Barefoot, so the early advantage with him. Better speed. He's already in previous best territory, or personal best territory. Previously, his best result here, 27th place, didn't make the cut in February, has made the cut here, will be no worse than 25th no matter what happens. Obviously finishes, of course. Second best speed. Whoa, trying to hang on to it out of 11. Clean out of 14, 2600's back. Now, has he got enough speed? No, not really. Third sled on ice, only 3rd speed. Not going to catch Dan Barefoot. He's going to drop to 2nd. He does. So Dan Barefoot moves up 1. That was 800 slower, in fact, than Timon Dranovski, but he stays in front of Timon by 800ths of a second, so that first heat advantage, Livio Sommermatter, he slips into 2nd place. Previous best here, 27th for him, so that is another personal best. He'll be no worse than 24th place. And that's what sport is all about, being a better you than you were yesterday or last time. And he's done exactly that here. Constant improvement. And the better you get, the more tiny those improvements become. So 4th of our 25 sleds on ice is another rookie, Giovanni Marchetti of Italy. 26-year-old raced here once in December 2021 in Europe Cup. Lots of knowledge in the team, but hearing what to do and being able to feel it are not necessarily the same thing. So any result here for him will be a PB. Now, of course, 22nd in the first heat, doesn't want to slip any positions. 4:69 getaway, good strong start. 12th fastest starter in the field in heat 1 with a 4:66. Little tap going into 3 or 3 to 4. Through the upper labyrinth, 7, 8 and 9, and then corner 10. That sets you up for big double pressure corner 11. Key to speed at the bottom, hits going into 12. Little hard onto 13. Not bad, 13 to 14, gets a good exit. 1400ths of a lead, hits the wall, but he's still got speed, sort of. It's going to be down into single digits. Could be to the 100th of a second here at the line. 500's in front, he's behind, he's in front. 51.32 run. He hangs on to his place by 100 ahead of Dan Barefoot. Nice stuff from Giovanni Marchetti. World Cup rookie this season. His best result, 17th, race 2 in Pyeongchang. So it's been 20th, 17th and 24th, and then a disappointing 27th in Altenburg. So really important to make the cut. Race 5 before Christmas, does so. No worse than 22nd. And a really good result with just one previous race weekend here. Well, France just outside the top 20 is Lucas Defaye from Latvia. Finished in 18th place in the race here last week. His World Cup best is a 17th place finish. So this has been one of his best World Cup results. 19th last weekend in Altenburg. 4:75 gives him a slender advantage over Giovanni Marchetti, who started 600 quicker. Marchetti's greater speed at the start starts to pay off. Second best velocity though, he's coming back. Should be in the green, he is. Fires a very smooth slider. Laplan is a strong driver's track, it's not a glider's track. You really need to steer well, feel the ice, and he does that. Best speed so far, 2400 up. Really good run. This is going to be top 20 material for Lucas Defaye, 50.65 run. And that would have left him in 15th place in the first heat, not in 21st place. So that is the 15th fastest run of the competition so far. And a handy improvement over his 51.27. He's gone 62 hundredths faster. That's a very big step forward in that second heat for the man from La Plagne. Hi to everybody in La Plagne, in the Bobsleigh pub and elsewhere. I know the season is just kicking off. Pre-season parties were a couple of weeks ago, so hopefully everything is good and snowy in beautiful La Plagne. 5 down, Lucas Defaye leads, 20 to go here in Sigulda. 20th after the first of 2 heats, race 5 at the IBSF Skeleton World Cup. Lin Chen-Wei of China. The 2 Chinese rookies, 20th and 19 after the first heat. Lin, the second of them. Xu Haifeng will be next up. Hasn't raced in the World Cup here before. Won Europe Cup weekend a couple of seasons ago. January 2023, 4:55 the getaway. Well, 4:54 in the first heat was the second fastest start in the field. So Lord help them when this kid learns the tracks. means Lynn has lots of speed in the start area. Still just 25, so he's got a good decade at the top flight at least. Not a bad looking run. 4600s up on Lucas de Faye. That gap has come down to 28, it was 5100s. Second fastest, really uncomfortable, exactly what he did in the first week with that long leg sticking out at a right angle. And at the line, had to go down. It's that exit out of 14 that has tripled his speed each run. Just can't quite hang on to it there and has to take massive corrective action. He might be better off maybe not making those big steers and just taking the hit, but that's the way it is. Well, he's going to have a World Cup result here. He lies in second place with 19 to go, so he will be no worse than 21st. And Lynn's season so far, I see big height there in 15 and gets thrown back up on the exit. He knows it's coming now. Not as dramatic as the first heat, but still that big leg comes out. 18th and 7th in Pyeongchang, 5th in Beijing, 20th in Altenburg. He'll be no worse than 21st. And here's his fellow rookie teammate, Xu Haifeng, also 5th World Cup for Xu. Has raced here before in the Intercontinental Cup in 2021, in the Europe Cup in 2023. But this is his first World Cup on the track. Best result this season, 6th place. Guess where? Beijing, correct. 4:67. That's a very strong start. But a bit of a hit there. Got to be clean, 3 to 4. Takes the hit. And again into 5, 7, 8, 9. And then corner 10. Best speed of all. 3,500s up, so creeping away from Lucas de Faye. Not a bad exit. And clean out of 14. Now this is really going to give him some speed. He rattles the wall into 15, big height. Gets away with it on the exit. Second best speed. That's down to a 10th. Call it either way, heads or tails. 100th in it for the second time. 100th in it, deposing the man from the leader's box. Well, they're that close together, Xu and de Faye, that you're either going to beat both of them or neither of them. It's unlikely you're going to fall into the gap of 100th of a second between them or into a tie with de Faye. So that means either you stay where you are or you almost automatically drop 2 spots for the next few runners. Exit 14, compare and contrast, much tidier exit than teammate Lynn. No big leg steers going on, just that little toe drag. Kind of overdid it there, really, heading over to 15. Xu Haifeng is our current leader. Next up for Switzerland, second of our Swiss athletes, Vincent Buff. 23, only one World Cup here, that was in February, 20th place. Currently 18th after first heat. He's going to need some improvement though to stay where he is. There were mistakes in the quicker bit of the run. 8th fastest getaway, 4:89. So giving away 2200s to the leader just in the start, 50 meters. Little skid down into 4. Little uncomfortable into 6 maybe. But he builds speed well down at the bottom of the run. Same as Livio Sumamata does. Best speed of all, 2800s back. He's stopped the bleeding. Oh, has he though? Little error there, and he's working hard for it in 13, 14, 2/10 back. Won't have the top speed any longer. Second fastest. Xu is quickest, and then de Faye fastest of all in the bottom. He's not going to get there. First or third? It's third. So drops a couple of spots. couldn't hold on to the speed of Chu Haifeng and Luca Dufayet. Vincent Spoof drops 2 spots into 3rd. So with 17 to go, that will be a top 20 finish here for the young Swiss. 20th place last year, no worse than 20th place this year. Great reception down at the finish for everybody here. So we go from Switzerland to Korea, and Kim Ji-soo, 5th fastest starter, had a very disappointing run in the first heat. 21st place here last year though, so I suppose it is better than that. 17th fastest. Best result on this track, 8th place a couple of years back, 4:58. And again, right from the start, steering hard, and you're dragging your toes behind you. Same thing like when you're on a sledge in the snow. If you push off from the top and you start dragging your toes, you know you're just on the brakes right from the word go. And as a result, he might have a 10th in hand, but he's only the 9th best speed. He's only the 9th man on the track. This is the slowest velocity we've seen. 400s back, he's going to drop like a stone. Not at all the day that Kim Ji-soo was hoping for. 51.13. Well, Chu Haifeng stays in the lead with Lucas Dufayet behind him. Then Vincent Spoof is in 3rd. And Kim Ji-soo drops into 4th place with 16 to go. So Kim, 21st last year, no worse than 20th this year, but no better either. Not a great Friday the 13th. I don't know if that's a thing in Korea, but it's not been a successful day for him. Fractionally better than last year. But when he's got a record here of finishing in 8th place the year before, February 23, not good news. Craig Thompson with Matthias Guggenberger closer to us, holding the sled for the British slider. Craig 12th last year, but his best result, 4th place, very nearly in the medals in February 23. 600s behind bronze medalist Christopher Groenhair. 40th World Cup race of his career. He's got so much speed at the start. 4:55. Second fastest start of the competition. And it'll be the second fastest start in the second heat as well. I shouldn't wonder. That's actually quicker than we saw, or as fast as we saw from Lin Qingwei. But it's holding that speed. Good run so far, little tap. Come on, this is where it all came unraveled in the first heat. Little high, cleaner exit out of 14. Very good, 7,300 up. Big run from Craig Thompson, second best speed. Take the tap. He's not going to be 3/4 of a second ahead, but he might be half a second ahead at the line. He is 3/4 of a second ahead. Wow, he handled those well. That's a massive second run from Craig Thompson. 50.31 would have left him in 9th place in the first heat, not down in 16th. Big, big final run of 2024. Here in 11, just controlling the height, but still got bonked into the wall. Then out of 15, little taps up to 16, but he didn't oversteer, didn't overcorrect. excellent. Well, he needs 2 of those in a day to get in amongst the medals. We know Craig has got that ability. Just doesn't happen as often as he would hope. Craig Thompson, the leader, 15 to go. Race 5, IBSF Men's Skeleton World Cup, Sigulda, Latvia, and Alexander Schlintner for Austria. 15th after the first of our 2 heats. And in a little bit of no man's land, 1,300 ahead of Craig Thompson, 1,200s out of the top 12. Let's see if he can produce something. 471, so he's already lost his early lead, or his first heat lead, to Craig Thompson. And Thompson absolutely flew. Well, there is a big gap to Xu Haifeng and Luca Defaye of France in 2nd and 3rd. They're only 100th apart, 3/4 of a second back, but only the 7th best velocity for Alex Schlintner. Now, he normally builds speed later in the run. This is just such a short run. 3,500s back. 3rd best speed, but the gap is growing to Craig Thompson. This is still going to be 2nd at the line. 3,300, he actually closed on Craig in the end because he came clean out of 15 and Craig was running along the wall. So he had better speed going through the final corners. So big Alex Schlintner, 22nd here in February, will be no worse than 15th, and that is a good improvement. Best result here, though, November 2020, 14th place. So no worse than 16th, I beg his pardon. 2nd with 14 to go, but makes some noise. Ever the showman. Craig Thompson remains in the lead. Next up is our Latvian newcomer, Davis Valdovskis. 4th in the Youth Olympics in February 2024 in Pyeongchang. Just 18 years of age. Started in Europe Cup, then did the youth qualifiers, the Youth Olympics, and back to Europe Cup. Now on home ice, the perfect place to make his World Cup debut. And what a first run he had. 476, 476, identical start. And he slid this track really nicely, smooth, restrained. No major errors creeping in, as if he'd been doing it all his life in World Cup, instead of for the very first time. 2nd best speed, behind Craig Thompson. He doesn't start as fast as the Brit, 2,100 slower. 2,300s back. Now, if he's clean out of 15 and 16, he could close that margin. Very clean out of 15. How close does he get to Craig Thompson? How close to the lead? 1,700s back. So a new young name for Latvia to conjure with. Davis Valdovskis, 18 years old, just missed out on a Youth Olympic medal in 2024. And in 2024, he has made his World Cup debut as well. Welcome to the World Cup. I really hope that the Latvians put him on the rest of the World Cup tour. We'd love to see this young man on different tracks. Next up for Denmark, Rasmus Johansson. The first of our ties was Rasmus with Davis Valdovskis. They were tied to the 100th in 13th place. We've got a dead heat in front of them for 11th. And a near dead heat in the next few sleds as well. Craig Thompson watching from the leader's box. For how much longer? Craig was a 1/4 second behind Valdovskis, and obviously therefore Rasmus Johansson. Let's see what Rasmus has got at the start. 4:67. He started 4:72 in the first heat, so that's 1,200 slower than Craig Thompson. So he still has a lead, but he has a big tap and another one. Just hemorrhaging speed in the first few corners. You cannot do that here. It's bad enough when you lose it further down in the faster stuff. If you're giving away speed early on, you'll never get it back. Wild ride from Rasmus Johansson. Right now, he's dropping behind Das Valdovskis. Not a bad run, 15 to 16, but not enough speed on board. Fourth at the line. So Craig Thompson moves up, Das Valdovskis moves up. Hi, Alexander Auer. And Alexander Schlintner moves up as well. Rasmus Johansson, head in hands. It all got away from him. He was so excited with his first heat. It all felt good. That must have just felt like every swing was just not timed right. And that's what it was. Tiny little errors right from the top. From 1 to 2, from 3 to 4, and then further down it's much more dramatic. But those early ones are so costly because they take away any start speed. All right, back home to Copenhagen for Christmas. Now then, we're done with the tie for 13th. Next up, tie for 11th. Lukas Neidegger and Axel Jung, the two German sliders. So, Craig Thompson leads from Das Valdovskis, and Alexander Schlintner has also moved up. What about this young man, Lukas Neidegger, 4:81. 2,600 slower than Craig Thompson at the start. And that really undoes your advantage, not just because it takes you longer to get to that 50-meter clock, but also because you've got less speed on board early on, and so the faster starting slider effectively eases ahead. Second best speed for Neidegger. Craig Thompson was fastest there. Good exit out of 14 though, quarter of a second back, only the fourth best speed. Defaye was fastest of all. Thompson, I think, second quickest at that stage. He's not got enough, has he? Second at the line, 1,200s back. So Craig Thompson creeping gradually towards the top 10. Lukas Neidegger, first World Cup race on this track. 3 Europe Cup results here. And Intercontinental Cup as well. Load is good, and a lot of the corner exits were excellent. Just didn't have enough speed to hold in the velocity of Craig Thompson. Never quite caught him. It's always nice to race in front of a crowd, especially a noisy crowd. Get the same in Altenburg, always get the same in Koenigsegg, Lake Placid, lots of tracks. The fans bring the noise. So, tied for 11th, Lukas Neidegger, who's just slipped behind Craig Thompson, and Axel Jung. Now, Axel clearly the more experienced of the duo. 16th here in February, 4 previous World Cups. His best result was his first 8th place. He's had an 8th, a 12th, a 10th, and a 16th. 6th best velocity off a 4:69 start. And again, hits early on. And even when you don't see them on camera, you can hear them under the camera. Taps before 10. Hits out of 11. Wild in 12. Late into 14. Flops off 14. 500 back. Second best speed. could be close. Clean out of 15. Craig Thompson was on the wall. This is Axel Jung taking the lead. It is 50.46. 200ths of a second quicker than his first run down. He steadied the ship in the end, but that was not the massive advantage that he had in the first heat. .37 of a second, whittled down to barely 600ths, and then clean out of 15 made the difference. But all these early touches on the wall, not helping at all. Controlled the exit of 14, once he got off it late pretty well. Schönes Weihnachten. Frohes neues Jahr. Axel Jung leads from Craig Thompson and Lucas Neidegger. And we have 10 sleds to go here to round out the men's skeleton race in Sigulda. Well, night has fallen, and with it, the temperatures are starting to drop as well, so the track will remain quick. And actually, the title sponsor is what it's not going to do, hopefully, which is melt. Freya Tarbit down there watching with the family and friends. You know, it's a really cool place to come. Riga's a lovely city. Sigulda's a really nice little town. A great atmosphere here. Easy to get to from the UK and cheap. Cost effective, let's say. It's a really good place to come. Accommodation is very affordable, and so for friends and family, or even just fans who want to come out and watch, yeah, think outside the standard European box. Sigulda, they will welcome you here with open arms. And of course, what does Sigulda have, everybody? It has Mr. Biscuits. It has lots and lots of other lovely places as well. But Mr. Biscuits is one of the favourite haunts of the sliding fraternity, just up the road from the track. Great bakery, lots of calorie-laden delights. So Axel Jung on the fringes of the top 10. He is our race leader with 10 to go. He'll head home to Dresden in the morning, ready for a little bit of late Christmas shopping, I guess. There you go. So we are ready for the final 10 sleds in Skeleton of 2024. Race 5, IBSF Men's Skeleton World Cup, Sigulda in Latvia, training ground for Ukraine's Vladislav Hereskevich. 10th off the first of our two heats. Current leader is Germany's Axel Jung. And Vlad, 14th here last year, but his best result has been a 6th place finish on the track on which he learned so much of his craft. 4:72. He is absolutely going for this gangbusters. Can he keep it clean here? Yes, he does. That's so important to keep the speed on board. Didn't start quite as quick as Axel Jung, but he's kept the speed on board. He's in the green over Axel. 600ths was his, I beg your pardon, 300ths only was his advantage from the first heat. Oh, little hit there, but Axel did as well. Nice exit out of 14, 800ths up. Tiny margins, third best speed. Axel had second best speed. Clean enough into 16. It's going to be Hereskevich with the lead. Maybe a little brush on the wall, then out of 15 into 16. 100th back. Well, Axel will get a top 10 finish here. Vladislav Hereskevich may not. That's 11 into 12. You heard the hit and then 15 to 16. Extra 14 was pretty decent. I think he lost those few hundreds, 10th of a second or so. 15 into 16. Just rubbing up the wall a little the way Craig Thompson did as well. Axel Jung, the leader, 9 to go. Vladislav Heraskevich just 100th back. So you're going to beat both of them or neither of them, Amadeo. 900's his advantage over Axel from the first heat. Starts quicker. Top 5 starter, this young man. 456 first heat, 455 second heat. Ooh. Keep it off the wall. Oh. Taps into 4. All 3 Italian men having a better day of it than the Italian women did this morning. This is not a bad looking run, is it? Keeping it pretty clean, pulling away from Axel Jung. Well, 32 down to 2200s, only the 8th best speed. He's worked too hard for it. He's clean, 15 to 16. This is going to be very tight. I'm not sure he's got enough. 200s. Well, Axel, 50.46, still the fastest run down in the second heat. But the first heat advantage of Amadeo Banyas, just enough to keep him in front. It's close. That's how we like it. 10th place here, his best result in his World Cup career at this track. In the previous 4 races came in February. He's beaten that. He will be no worse than 9th. He leads with 8 to go. And so far this season, 14th, 13, 10, 18. So this is his best result of the year anywhere so far. Buona Natale. Hello. Who let that rabble in? Sorry, ladies. Chen Wenhao now for China. 3rd of our starters. It's been a long time since he was on the track. 6th place finish here in February. 5th in the season opener in Pyeongchang. 7th only in Beijing. 8th last week. So 4:58 getaway. Same as his first run. Was 1100s ahead, is 1100s ahead. So this is his first heat advantage only now. Adding to that, the 3rd best speed, quicker than Amadeo Banyas was, and not too much of a drama from 11 to 12 to 13. Exit of 14 is going to be key, good speed. Squirreling some away, 2nd best speed. Out of 15 is clean. This is going to blow Amadeo Banyas out of the water, surely. He's going to have his best result of the season so far, 50.18. 6th best run of the competition so far. Big improvement over Amadeo Banyas, and a 10th quicker than he went in the first heat for Chen Wenhao. Looked it, didn't it? Every inch of the way. Couple of errors, but predominantly the takeaway from that run was that it was going to be quick. Now here out of 14, it all came straight, and then it sort of just got away from him a little bit. But he didn't have a panic, and just shifting the hips brought it back in line. Got him into 15 nicely. Chen leads with 7 sleds to go, and hey, guess what? Another dead heat. 4-6 position this time. Mattia Gaspari and Austin Florian. Austin set the time, Mattia tied it. So Can our top Italian in the race get a top 6 finish? He had a really smooth first run. Come on, Matteo, let's see another one. 482, a whisk faster than his first heat. And Matteo was nice and smooth here. He's nice and smooth again. It's so important to keep the speed on board. Whether you're starting fast or not so fast, you must keep that energy in the sled, not wipe it off in the walls. 4th best speed. He's drifting away from Chen. Good exit. Nice into 15. Oh, and very late. He had the best speed of all. That is going to rob him of a potential run for the lead. Where is he at the line? 2nd place. Well, he didn't quite get on terms with Chen, but that is his best result of the season. He won't think it because of that mistake at the end of 15. 12th, 15th, 18th and 13th. He's not been in the top 10 this year. He is today. Big height. And just came down a whisker early. Centrifugal force. Then put him on his side out of 15. But it's a top 10 result. 2nd place with 6 to go. He'll be no worse than 8th here, Mattia Gaspari. Now then, Austin Florian. Big weekend in Altenburg. 6th place overall. Silver in the team's competition.
Let's go, Austin! Come on, big push, let's go!
Best result in 4 previous World Cup starts was 5th position. That was in February. 4:57. Excellent starting again from Austin Florian. Avoids the tap into 4. Out of 6, 7, and then 8 into 9. Nice smooth transitions. Still with a slender advantage, not great speed. Nice exit though. Just 600s back. If he can be clean from here on in. Oh, big height. Now does that accelerate him? He only had top 5 speed. Not far behind. Not close enough. Chen Wenhao moves up. He will get a top 6 finish. Austin Florian, 2nd at the line. Well, he was hoping to match last year's top 5 finish at least. Build on that. Just got away from him. Out of 14. Sort of the sled was shedding speed most of the way down. That was a pretty decent 14 to 15. Inverted in 15. You heard him. Now you can watch the rest of the heat, then get back to work. Chen Wenhao leads from Austin Florian, Mattia Gaspari, 5 to go. What a season Sami Meyer is having this year. Young Austrian finished in 15th place here in the race in February. His best here is 13th. Nothing single digits. 13th, 16th, 15th and 15th. Top 5, first heat. Chen Wenhao laid down a smoker, 4:75. So he loses out to Chen at the start. The gaps here are tiny, just 500s back. But his first heat was smooth. And again, look at this. Nice lines early on, keeping it off the wall, maintaining his momentum. Nice quiet run. Only the 4th best speed though. 2400's back, down to 1600. Here he comes. Second best speed. Little flop, hits the wall, uphill into 16. I don't know if he's got enough. I think Chen's got the lead. No, by 200s. It's so tough to read this track. There's such a yawning gap between 14 and the finish line. It's about a third of the entire length of the track. As Thomas Ducours offers his congratulations. Sami Meyer will be no worse than 5th place here. That's 8 places better than his best ever. That's 10 places better than February. We had a 6th and a 4th in Pyeongchang, a 12th in Beijing, a 10th in Altenburg. He's back in single digits because he leads with 4 to go. And look at 15, just a late flop that kept the speed on board. Hey! 4 to go. Can Felix Kaisinger take a medal here? European Championship bronze medalist here last year. Just out of the top 3, but the winner, Yin Cheng, not a European athlete. Let's see if he can make it a podium here. Just 300s out of 3rd, 4:59. Wow, started 4:64 in the first heat. 500ths of a second quicker. Multiply that down the run. That could be worth well over a 10th. 3,400s up on Chen. We had a handy advantage over Chen Wenhao, more than 2/10ths of a second. Oh, didn't sound good. Trying to keep the speed on board, failing. 400s in it, 4th best speed. Chen was quicker. Hasn't got the speed on board. I beg your pardon, Felix Kaisinger's a lead. Kaisi does, I beg your pardon, Sami Meyer is going to lead, he does. 50.49 for Felix Kaisinger. Did not keep the speed on board. Very disappointed, Kaisi. A medal was there for the taking. Now, it might still come his way, but he's 3rd with 3 to go. It's highly unlikely. He'll be on the wider podium, that is guaranteed, but he finished 4th last year. So close to the medals. Yeah, you got to feel for him. Silver medalist in November 2020. Kaisi behind Martin Ducours, ahead of Alex Gassner and the rest of the field. 3 to go. Last year's winner, first up, Yin Cheng. Won 3 on the bounce in the second half of last year. This was the one that kicked it all off. After this, it kind of looked like he just couldn't stop winning. So returning to the scene of his first World Cup win. First man out this morning. 4:58. 7th fastest start so far. Now he gives away time at the start to both the remaining sliders, but 4,500s ahead of Sami Meyer. Holding that lead. Speed, a little better than Meyer. Ooh. Out of 14, hanging on 2,400. It should be enough for a medal. Only the 12th best speed, but I think he's clean enough now. He should still be 700s. He should still be in the green of the line. It's a dead heat. Alexander Schlin offers his congratulations from the sidelines. So too does Martin Ducours and Thomas Ducours. Sami Meyer's in the medals. Yin Cheng is also in the medals. They both lead with 2 to go. Well, Yin's best result has been a bronze medal this season. That was in Beijing. Look at the looping height, and just how did he miss the wall into 12, from 12 to 13. Out of 14, sled squirrels away underneath him, but he manages to hang on to it. Too close, too close. A dead heat for the lead.
Well done, well done.
2 to go. Matt Weston, winner here in December 23. I beg pardon, February 23. And Marcus White, the silver medalist in both of the last 2 races. Weston goes first. 2300s ahead of Yin Cheng. 2600s, beg your pardon, 3700s ahead of Sammy Meyer. 4:54, excellent starting. Only one man starts quicker in the field, and that's his teammate. Little touch, 3 to 4. They bumped away a little bit of speed early on. 8600s ahead of our current leaders. Best speed of all. Matt Weston trying to end the first part of the season with a victory. Good exit out of 14. Nicely up to 15. He's going to have the lead. Looking for his first win of the season. He's not been off the podium all year. 49.97. Not as quick as his first heat, which is a 49.79. Martin Skukos runs up to him. Another medal. Guaranteed at least a silver.
Love you, everyone back at home.
Third and third, second and second so far this season for Matt Weston, and another silver medal at least has been guaranteed here in Sigulda. Well, his last 2 races, gold and bronze.
Yay, Matty!
Yay, Matty! Teammates, friends, family, they're all there. And they're there as well for this man, Marcus White, our first heat leader. The reigning European champion, claimed the title here with a silver World Cup medal behind Yin Cheng, the winner last year. His advantage over Matt Weston from the first heat was 2/10. He starts faster, and he drove the track more fluidly in the first run. All he's got to do is do it again. .452 getaway, ties his first heat, the fastest starter in skeleton. Was 2/10 up, 2100s. Now Matt wasn't as clean up here. Marcus should add to that advantage. He does. Best speed of all as well. Kept it off the walls. Long skid down into 11 and 12 and 13. Exit of 14 will make or break the race. That is absolutely textbook, as Martin Skukos would have advised. Exit of 15 is perfect. Third best speed, but it is going to be the first win of the year for Marcus White. Gold in Sigulda. Well, Marcus White and Matt Weston have been swapping medal positions all season long. White had 2 silvers in a row on this track in the last 2 World Cups, and now takes a gold.
Oh, not bad.
2 silvers, a 4th and a bronze so far this season, and he's the first man other than Christopher Grotehair to win a race this year. You can hear his family, you can hear his teammates.
Hold on, mate.
Davy Sturker, Fred Darbet, Amelia Coltman in the background there. The cheerleading squad, big hug from Craig Thompson, and he'll get big congratulations too from Matt Weston. Marcus Wyatt wins race 5 of the IBSF Men's-Skeleton World Cup. First heat leader by 0.2 and victorious by 1/4 of a second. Maybe a little tighter than he would have wanted in that second heat. But that cushion is a big advantage. Matt Weston takes second, Yin Cheng takes third. This is last year's podium, but in a slightly different order. And the new World Cup points leader, we'll have to wait a moment for that. Marcus Wyatt, the winner from Matt Weston and Yin Cheng, who ties for bronze with Sammy Meyer, with Chen Wen Hao in 5th, and Felix Kaisia rounding out the greater podium. Austin Florian, Mattia Gaspari, Amadeo Banis and Axel Jung, the top 10. First single-digit finish of the season for both the Italians. Vladislav Heraskevich just outside the 10. Craig Thompson rallied to 12th place, ahead of Lucas Nydegger and the rookie from Latvia, Davis Valdovskis. Excellent stuff from him on his debut. So that is how they finished in Sigulda. That is race 5 of 8. And it was all about Marcus Wyatt. Led the first heat and claimed victory in the second. So fastest run in both, fastest start in both, and victory to go with it. The gold medal rightly deserved by Marcus Wyatt. Here Matt Weston have threatened all year long. There's your top 4 in the top 3 positions. Yin Cheng and Sammy Meyer tied for bronze. So the World Cup points leader, drum roll, is Marcus Wyatt from Matt Weston and Christopher Gronehair. Sammy Meyer in 4th, ahead of Chen Wen Hao and Vladislav Heraskevich. And Yin Cheng moving up to 8th place. Yin was 3rd, beg your pardon, in last year's overall World Cup rankings, behind Matt Weston and Christopher Gronehair. So Marcus Wyatt, the World Cup points leader at Christmas. First time he's been the World Cup points leader since race 2 last season. So I don't think he took the yellow jersey into the Christmas break last year after the 3 North American races, but he does this year. Those are the rest of our points scoring positions. There's a lot more than that. We've got a lot more athletes than that. But that's all we have time for the Men's Skeleton World Cup in 2024. Join us again in 2025 for more skeleton action. Don't forget though, tomorrow Saturday and Sunday morning, bobsleigh in action. Monobob and 2-man, then the women's bob and 2-man again on Sunday. It all starts at 10 local, 9 CET, 8 GMT. 0300 Eastern tomorrow morning with the Monobob. Bye for now.
Marcus, congratulations on this race. How did you How did you go into the second heat?
I was just, I was happy to be in the lead. I put down a good run one, but I knew there was plenty of things I could improve. So I just thought, let's try and do the same again, clean up a few bits and see what happens. I'll do my best, and then that's all I can do. Christopher
Grote didn't start. Did that affect your race?
No, like I said before, I'm very focused on what I do. Like, I can control me on the sled. So once I'm in my zone, warming up, sliding, it doesn't really matter who else is here.
So training was a day ago. Yesterday not on the track. How was the track today? Was there any difference?
Yeah, the track was in really good condition. Every time we come to Latvia, we know the Sigulda track crew do a great job. It's going to be fast ice, but I think we were a little bit surprised how fast it was. Once the first few guys had gone down, we're like, oh, okay, switch on. You're going to need full concentration today because it was really, really quick.
Christmas is coming up. You're having a break. Any special wishes for Christmas?
Just to spend a bit more time with my wife. She's out here, so we're going to have a nice weekend in Riga together and then go home, celebrate with her and the family and see everyone again.
Sounds great. Thanks a lot. Well done. Samuel, congratulations on this medal, on the third place. The last one was in 2021 in Eagles. Tell us about this one.
Oh, I mean, it's an amazing day.
German.
Entschuldigung.
It's okay, you can start again in German.
Vielen Dank. Ja, es war ein unglaubliches Gefühl, jetzt ins Ziel zu kommen. Ich muss sagen, ich habe gestern leider am Vormittag, wir wissen nicht, ob es eine Lebensmittelvergiftung war oder doch so ein Magenvirus, aber ich habe leider den ganzen Vormittag gestern erbrochen und war mir gar nicht sicher, ob ich heute starten kann. Aber nichtsdestotrotz, es ist mir heute schon wieder besser gegangen. Und ich habe mich voll aufs Rennen vorbereitet. Ich habe leider nicht gewusst, dass ich gewusst vom Training, ich habe die Bahn gut im Griff. Ich habe leider nicht gewusst, wie viel mir das jetzt am Start kosten wird heute, weil ich mich doch schwächer gefühlt habe. Aber ich habe voll angegriffen. Wir haben uns die Ziele gesetzt für heute und es ist unglaublich. Also ich bin mega happy. Die letzte Medaille war 2021, da waren ein paar Leute nicht am Start. Das war auf meiner Heimbahn Und jetzt sind es doch 3 Jahre her und ich muss sagen, nach dieser Medaille ist es immer bergab, bergauf, immer so auf und ab gewesen. Und die Saison hat super gestartet und heute ist auf so einer fahrerisch anspruchsvollen Bahn alles rein gewesen. Und ich glaube, ich habe 2 konstante super Läufe angebracht und auch die Startzeiten mit einem neuen Rekord. Das war einfach mega, ich bin mega happy und es ist jetzt ein mega Weihnachtsgeschenk für mich, ich freue mich voll.
Fourth place now in the rankings. Is that a good holiday break for you?
Ja, also mehr hätte ich mir nicht wünschen können. Die 3 Jungs vor mir sind eigentlich unantastbar, die sind heuer echt in der Form ihres Lebens. Aber ich glaube, dass ich da ganz leicht hinten anschließen kann, hat man halt gesehen.
Thank you. Thank you, Samuel.
It's freezing, I know.
Oh, the mic.
Yeah. Shall I just keep?